Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betcraft. Another very beautiful Monday morning. Once again, we've come with our predictions right as usual, right on this very channel. Today we have some games happening across the globe, and we're able to select a few of these games and look into it before bringing it forward for you. All right, and yesterday we had a very good outing as well, saying that five games out of six matches that we predicted saw success. Like I tell you, joke with that yesterday's match that I told you, a lot of games there saw success. Kudos to those of us who won that yesterday. Aside that, let's go Madrid that actually could not score two goals in that very encounter between them and Osasuna. It would have been a perfect, 6/6 for us, but notwithstanding, we go ahead and today we'll hopefully going to do very well today. So in a short while, we'll be looking at these matches one after the other, and I want to use the opportunity to ask the first. So coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe, so kindly take our time to hit the subscribe button right now so that you will not be missing out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, that being said, without further ado, let's get to the business of today. And today we'll be starting our first game, which is in English Premier League, the second division. In the English Premier League 2, under 21 side, where we'll have Manchester City under 21 who were facing Brighton under 21. Okay, and looking at recent games of both sides, you see Man City under 21, they've actually had 4 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss in the recent 6 games that they have so far. And Brighton, on the other hand, have won 4 games and 2 draws in the last 6 games that they have so far. On home and home basis, you can see that Man City have actually won 6 games in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 2 draws and as well as 2 losses in the last 10 home games. But also noting the fact that these 10 home games that they have saw them seeing out, seeing a lot of goals appearing in most of the matches that they had, over 2.58 times out of 10. And Brighton, on the other hand, have actually won 6 games as well, drawing 2 in the last 10 away games. They've also had 2 draws as well, and they've produced a lot of goals, and they've seen 7 times out of 10 over 2.5. So when you combine all that together, seeing that the last time they met was actually 2 years ago, and it was a 3-2 victory for Brighton on that occasion, and the scoreline was over 2.5. We expect to see a similar scoreline in this one, over 2.5. That's what we expect in this very game. Okay, and the next is also in the English Premier League under 21, where we'll have Chelsea under 21 who will be facing Reading under 21. And looking at Chelsea under 21, they've had 3 victories and they've also lost 3 in the last 6 recent games that they have so far. And Reading on their away side have actually won once, 1 draw, but have lost 4 matches in the last 6 games that they have so far. And when we look at how these 2 teams have fared on home and away basis, Chelsea side have actually won 6 games in the last 10 home matches. They've lost 3 matches and they've also had 1 draw. And the away side of Reading have managed to achieve 3 victories. They've had 4 draws, but have lost 3 matches in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And the last time they met was actually January of last year, and we saw Chelsea under 21 winning from home on that occasion by 3-2, and we actually expect to see Chelsea under 21 also winning in this one. So it is the home side to win outright, and that's what we expect for that very encounter. And the next game that we have for you is in Italian Serie A. We'll have Monza who will be up against Fiorentina. All right, Monza is a team that have been doing poorly at this recent time, seeing that they've actually lost these last 6 games that they had on recent times, and also Fiorentina on their away side have actually not done so well, seeing that out of past 6 games that they had, they've had 2 draws and 1 win, but have lost 3 matches in the last 6 games that they have so far. When you look at how they fared on home and away basis, you can see that playing from home, Monza have managed just 1 win in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 3 draws, but have lost 6 matches in the last 10 home appearances. And when you look at the away side Fiorentina, they've actually been able to achieve 5 victories from away. They've also had 3 draws and 2 losses in the last 10 away games that they have so far. Looking at how they fared on head-to-head basis, last time they met, it was a 2-2 draw. That was in September of last year. And in this very encounter, we expect to see, Fiorentina to not lose outright in this very one. So we expect to see their away side to either win or draw. That's our Friday for that very encounter. And we win or draw, that's what we expect. And the next is also in Italy, but Italian Serie B, we'll have Pisa who will be up against Carrarese. Okay, Pisa in the last 6 have seen 4 victories, 1 draw, as well as 1 loss. And the away side Carrarese have won 3. They've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the last recent 6 matches. looking at performances on home and away basis, Pisa in the home side have actually won 7 games in the last 10 home matches. They've had 2 draws and 1 loss in the last 10 home matches. They've won 70% of the home games. That tells you that this is a very strong side as well. And you look at Carrarese, the away side have had just 1 victory in the last 10 away matches. They've also had 3 draws, but have lost 6 matches in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And when you look at how they fared head-to-head base, last time they met, it was Carrarese who played from home and they won against Pisa on that occasion. That was actually in November of last year, and they won by 1 goal to 0. And the last time Pisa played from home, Pisa also won by 1 goal to 0. Okay, but in this very encounter, Pisa, the home side, is expected to, achieve a result against this very side. So it is the home side to either win or draw and under 4.5. That's what we expect to that very encounter. And the next game that we have is in Turkey Super League. We have Konyaspor who will be facing Fenerbahce. Okay, Konyaspor in the last 6 have seen 3 victories, 2 draws, and 1 loss. And the away side Fenerbahce have actually had 3 victories, 1 draw, and 2 losses in the last 6 or 7 games that they have so far. All right, when you look at how they fared on home and away basis, playing from home, Konyaspor have done have actually won 5 games in the last 10 home matches. They've had 4 draws and 1 loss in the last 10 home games. And the away side Fenerbahce, playing from away, have actually been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 away games. They've also had 3 draws, but have lost 2 matches in the last 10 away matches that they have so far. And on head-to-head basis, the last time they met was actually in May of last year when they played out a 0-0 draw on that occasion. And prior to that, we saw Fenerbahce beating this very side by 7 goals to 1, also in January of last year. But in this very encounter, also noting the fact that Galatasaray, have won their match yesterday, and Fenerbahce will be looking to, achieve a result and also be able to, reduce that deficit between them and Galatasaray. We'll be expecting their away side, Fenerbahce, to take the day in this one. A will win. That's our fighting for that very game. And then the next is in the Holland second division, where we have Young AZ, who will be facing Young Ajax. All right, Young AZ in the last 6 games have seen 1 victory, 2 draws, and 3 losses. And the away side, Young Ajax have seen 3 victories and 3 losses in the last 10, in the last 3 away games, in the last 6 away games. Rather in the last 6 games that they have so far. And when you look at how the teams have fared from home and away perspective, they've not done so very well. The home side, Younger AZ, have actually had 2 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 3 draws, but have also lost 5 times in the last 10 home matches. And away side, Younger Ajax have actually won 2 times, drawn 3 times, and also lost 5 times in the last 10 away games that they had so far. But what is much more prominent in this encounters is the fact that for the home side, Young Ajax have actually Young AZ have seen a score line that is over 2.5 8 times out of 10, and a similar result also for the Ajax side. They've actually experienced that over 2.5 8 times out of the last 10 away games. So the possibility of over 2.5 is very high in this one, because looking at the head-to-head perspective, the last 10 times both teams met, they have seen over 2.5 9 times out of 10. So in this very encounter, we'll go for over 2.5 for this very encounter. So minimum of 3 goals appearing in this 1,000 for that very encounter. And that brings our predictions for you today on BetCraft to a conclusion. And wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. Also, remember to play responsibly. These are football games. Sometimes may not be exactly what it seems. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up with our predictions right on this very channel. Do not miss out. But until that time, keep on it.